Have you ever stayed in the library long after everyone else had gone home? Because sometimes, the silence isn't as empty as it seems. It was exam season, and Lynn, a quiet student, stayed late in the university library to finish her papers. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, the smell of old books heavy in the air. Rows upon rows of shelves surrounded her like an endless maze. She thought she was alone, but then she heard it, a soft thump of a chair sliding, the creak of footsteps between the shelves. She froze, her pen hovering above the page. Slowly, she turned her head toward the sound. Nothing, just shadows stretching across the aisle. She shook it off, telling herself it was her imagination. Minutes later, the sound returned, this time closer. A faint breath, right behind the next row of books. Lynn's heartbeat quickened. She stood up, peering cautiously down the aisle. Empty. Her phone buzzed and she nearly screamed. It was just a message from a friend. "Hey, didn't you say the library closed at 10? Why are you still there?" Lynn's stomach dropped. She checked the clock. It was already past midnight. The librarian never told her to leave, and the main doors had been locked hours ago. Her footsteps echoed as she hurried to the entrance. She pulled at the heavy glass door. It wouldn't budge. Trapped. Suddenly, the overhead lights flickered. For a brief second of darkness, she saw it, a figure standing at the end of the aisle. Tall, motionless, watching her. The light snapped back on. The figure was gone. She backed away, clutching her phone like a weapon. Her reflection trembled in the dark window. Then, in the glass, another reflection appeared behind hers. A pale face, expressionless, leaning close over her shoulder. She spun around. No one, just the empty rows of books, silent and still. The air grew colder. The smell of dust turned sharp, metallic, like rust or dried blood. And then came the whisper, right next to her ear. "You shouldn't be here." Her scream echoed through the library, but no one came. The next morning, when the doors were unlocked, her books and phone were still on the table. The chair she sat in, pulled slightly away from the desk, as if someone else had been sitting there all along. So the next time you think about staying late in the library, ask yourself, are you really alone? If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who dares to study past midnight.